I made a terrible parenting choice a while back I feel pretty bad about. My daughter Monroe, she turned 11 earlier this year, and her entire childhood she'd been doing speech therapy, like going back to preschool. But for the previous 2 years prior to 11, she could say every single sound perfectly, except for the R sound. And I was getting frustrated with her, because I thought she was just not doing her exercises. I thought she just wasn't doing her homework. Essentially, I'm a maniac, and I thought that my daughter had a speech impediment because she was lazy. And I was getting after her. I was like, come on, Monroe. I'm like, you gotta work on it, all right? You gotta do the exercises. They give you homework assignments for a reason. You actually have to try. And she'd be like, Dad, I am twine. And I would think, horrible shit. Not twine very hard. Finally took her to a new speech therapist early this year. I have no idea why the first person never did this test. They ran a different test, found out that she's physically tongue-tied in a way that makes it literally impossible for her to make the R sound. She could work on it for 10 hours a day, every single day, for the rest of her life, and never get it. And luckily, that's not where the story ends, because that'd be a fucking bummer. How pissed would you be if I took you down that entire road just to be like, yeah, so it sucks, you know? It's gonna be a hard life. No one's gonna take that seriously. Hi, my name is Mo. I'll be your attorney. No, you won't. I'm not gonna hire a lawyer who can't say their own name correctly. No, it gets way better. This new therapist told us about a frenectomy. I don't know why the first person ever brought this up. It's just a simple outpatient procedure. They laser the frenulum that connects your tongue to the bottom of your mouth so your tongue can move naturally and you can make all your sounds. And so we have that done. 2 weeks later, Monroe is perfectly pronouncing everything. Crushing R's. She will speak better than I can for the rest of her life. And when she found out that she could, finally say things the way she wanted to say, she was so happy / furious. Right, like happy she could speak correctly, a little irritated that for the past 2 years, her dad had been doing the parental equivalent of just yelling at a blind child for not being able to see. Just a monster, just squint it out already! Get rid of that dumb stick if you'd squint harder! She's probably gonna be showing off her R abilities for the rest of her childhood now. Dad, would you like to hear my sounds again? Yeah, go ahead, Monroe, let's see what you got. I cannot believe my father never considered other treatment options whatsoever. Are my R's clear now, motherfucker? Yeah, good job, Monroe. I felt that last one. And sometimes I'm too hard on my kids. Usually, I'm too hard on my kids because I'm worried about being too soft. Man, I hate soft parenting. I feel like soft parenting ruins people. Right? Truly, too many parents afraid to criticize or discipline. They just want to tell their kids how awesome they are all of the time. You ever met somebody who was only told they were awesome by their parents? 100 out of 100 times, not awesome. Delusional, no self-awareness. Right? Just saying things that prove they have no sense of reality all the time. Just, what did you say? Did you actually just say that you're a social media influencer? You think that's what you do? You have 42 followers on Instagram and a part-time job at Arby's. You're barely a roast beef influencer. I've met adults that were clearly ruined by overly supportive parents. I'll never forget this one guy I met early on doing stand-up. It was an open mic, it was an amateur night, and anybody who showed up, put their name on a list, got to do 10 minutes. And this one guy, he showed up with his mom, only his mom, so red flag riding shotgun already. And he does his 10 minutes to silence from the audience. He just eats it for 10 minutes. No one in the audience laughs at a single one of his jokes other than his mother, who cackles like a hyena the entire time. And he comes off stage, and I overheard him say, I don't know what that crowd's problem was. Those jokes were awesome. My mom thought I did great. And I decided to do him a hard favor right then and there. I stabbed his mom right in her fucking neck. And while she bled out, I pulled him close. You're free, baby bird! Now you have a chance! No, but I probably should have. No, I did think that his mom, probably ruined any chance he had at a career in comedy. And maybe I was right. He wasn't even doing stand-up 2 years later, because he didn't work on his jokes. Why would he? Mom already told him that they were awesome. My mom didn't hurt my comedy career that way. She never gave me any fake compliments. I know exactly what my mom thinks about my act to this day. She doesn't care for it. Like, don't get me wrong, she loves me. She's happy that I can make a living at this. No part of her understands how I'm pulling that off. My comedy is not her style at all. She thinks it's too mean, too violent, too dark, too dirty, too much profanity. And I love my mom. I love my mom, but my mom can suck my dick, you know what I mean? Figuratively. See how much she likes that joke. No, but I'm glad she didn't give me just a bunch of easy compliments. Because she made me work harder to prove her wrong. My daughter Monroe, right now, she's a pretty good artist. And I'd like to think that part of the reason she's become a pretty good artist is due to my criticism of a lot of her earlier work. Because when she was younger, she had talent, but I was watching the rest of the family ruin it by just giving easy compliments. And she's a smart kid. She's always been really smart. She figured out at an early age she could spend 2 minutes on something or 2 hours and get the same compliments. So why work hard? Why put in that extra effort, She could just scribble some nonsense, hand it to a family member, and just hear, "What? You did this? On your own? Monroe, this could be in an art gallery." I'm looking at the same thing thinking, that's not gonna make the fridge. One time she handed me something so bad, I couldn't even tell what it was, and she got mad at me. She's like, "What do you think?" And I was like, I don't even know what this is supposed to be. "It's a dog." We have a dog right there. I want you to look at that dog, look at this, look at me, and say that again with a straight face. If that dog goes missing, guess who I'm not putting in charge of the posters? And that really pissed her off. But today she draws a pretty good goddamn dog. And I'd like to think that's related. Not some crazy disciplinarian though either. My son Kyler, he's 13. He's only gotten one spanking during his entire childhood. And I didn't even want to give him that one. It was the weirdest spanking I've ever been a part of. And I've been a part of some pretty weird spankings. This was very different. He was just never the kid that needed a spanking, Especially, he was 7 when this happened, and he was real, kind of a people pleaser, easy to redirect, firm voice, he would tear up. But this one day, I think he had seen his sister Monroe get a few spankings, and I think he wanted the street cred of having had one. Like, he was gunning for it real specifically. It was weird. He was climbing on this door jamb, and I just wanted him to get off of the door jamb right before he hurt himself. I was like, "Come on, buddy, let's get down. That's not what that's for. You're gonna hurt yourself." "No." He was never the no kid. I'm like, what do you mean no? Dude, just get off before you hurt yourself. "Or what? You gonna give me a spanking?" I just remember thinking, that was weird for you to toss out. Like, I hadn't even considered a spanking as a punishment option up until that moment. But once he says that, I have to say yes, otherwise he's taking all my power. So I was like, yeah, okay, I guess I would give you a spanking. But I would rather not, so how about you just get off the door jamb? "I'm not getting off the door jamb until I get a spanking." The whole thing took on this tone of suicide by cop. He's trying to force my hand. I was like, "Dude, just get off the door jamb, or I will give you a spanking. Last chance." He won't get off, so I have to physically remove him from the door jamb, and he doesn't fight back near as much as I was hoping for. Just made the whole thing that much creepier. But I felt like I was pot committed. I put him over my knee. I gave him 2 swats. After the second swat, he turns, looks right at me, and goes, "I think you're supposed to do it harder than that." And I've never spanked him since. I'm like, "Get out of here, you little creep! Get your room, you weirdo!" Then I just sat there on the couch thinking, like, what was that all about? I was thinking that would be a genius kid move. If you could convince your parents that you enjoyed punishment. I don't have the parental skills to navigate something like that. I'd be so irritated. You'd be like, "Hey, dude, hey, pick your stuff up. Hey, buddy, I'm tired of you leaving messes around the house, all right? I'm not your maid. We talked about this. Pick your stuff up right now or you're grounded for a week." "Thanks, Dad. I would like a staycation. I appreciate that. I can spend time with the family. I don't have to be rude to my friends. Thank you very much, Father. That's very nice." "What? No, it's not a vacation of some kind. It's gonna be punishment. There's gonna be no TV, no video games, no cell phone." I haven't had the strength to unplug myself." "That's a generous offer, Father. Thank you." "Stop going to the offer!" It's a punishment. You're gonna be in bed the whole week. Does that sound fun? Honestly, I've been exhausted from the video games. Well, now you gotta move around the whole week, always moving. Does that sound fun? I could just treat it like a workout challenge. I could do push-ups and squats. Maybe I could get strong enough to beat your ass by the end of the week. No, I will beat your ass at the end of the week. Ooh, aye, Poppy, hit me like you love me, Daddy. I'll pick it up, just stay away from me. Can't believe Kyler's 13. He's almost as tall as I am. He's becoming a man. It's freaking me out. We're having different kinds of conversations. We had a father-son boner talk a while back. I didn't bring it up. Let's make that very clear. That would be highly inappropriate if I just barged in his room one afternoon. What's up, son? Let's talk about hard dick, father-son style. Woo! No, he brought it up. He had some new concerns. He started getting random erections, and he was kind of freaking himself out. And he was worried that he would get one in the middle of class. Other classmates would see, and they would just mock him relentlessly. And I'd completely forgotten about that time in your life where when you first start getting them, it is so weird. Because it's not tied to sexual thoughts. Like, they truly are just random. Like, you have no idea when they're gonna happen. You know, when they do happen, you have no idea how long they're gonna last, when they're gonna go away. You know, I remember I'd be sitting in class, I'd just freak myself out, you know, think of some non-sexual thought, like, I wonder what my dog's up to right now. And then just be rock hard, oh no. What does that mean? Do I wanna fuck my dog? I do love him very much. So I feel like I gave him pretty good advice. You know, I told him what I wish my dad would have told me. I was like, son, if you get a random erection, that's nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, that's a gift from God. Okay, you stand tall and proud. Do not be ashamed of that. Those kids start to tease you, you do not back down. You double down, you lean into it. Give them a little taste. If they keep teasing you, you take it further. You drop those pants and you cock slap your way around that classroom. That's some alpha power shit. They will respect the steel. They will learn to fear it. I didn't say any of that. That's fucking crazy. Now we talked about tucking. I was like, do you even tuck, bro? You forget what you don't know until someone's talked to you about it. No one had told him that the elastic waistband holding up his boxers served a secret dual purpose. It's not just for holding your boxers up, it's also for pinning your boners down. Tuck the tip under the strap, submit it, let it retreat at its own pace, establish dominance. Turn those boxers into a boner holster. Puberty's such a weird time. We're probably gonna have so many more weird conversations. I was thinking about all the creepy things I did when I was going through puberty. It's a long list. I feel like I owe a lot of people apologies. I need to apologize to my family for a lot of the mysterious stains around the house. I need to track down and personally apologize to anybody who stayed in the guest room from 93 to 95. Turns out those pillows were not clean. They were just firm enough, you know? Yeah, I was a dirtbag. I was a filthy animal. I was thinking, like, what was the creepiest thing I did when I was going through puberty? And it's pretty insane. For those of you who haven't heard about this story, it's gonna feel like I'm making this up. It's very over the top. I don't know why I would make this up. It does not make me look good. It did happen. When I was 16 years old, I got paid to fuck a banana peel. Now, when I phrase it that way, I do make it sound creepier than it actually was. It's not like there was an old man hiding out behind the high school gymnasium, standing between a stack of produce and a stack of 20s going, I want to see a show, boy. They call me Chiquita Charlie. These nanos ain't gonna fuck themselves. No, it wasn't quite that bad, but it was close. Did happen, and technically I did get paid because I was on the clock when it went down. I was working at a grocery store, and I was working with a woman named Rhonda, this lady named Rhonda, and it was, I had a crush on Rhonda, which is uncomfortable for a variety of reasons. The morning it happened, Rhonda and I were working the produce. I was supposed to be stocking it, and I guess I was, if you really kind of think about it. Dad joke coming in hot. No, but I had a crush on Rhonda, and which was uncomfortable because she was a coworker. She was also my mom's age, and also one of my mom's good friends. She also had the largest, nicest breast I'd ever spent a lot of time in close proximity to at that point in my life. I was mostly in love with Rhonda's D-cup fantastical breasts. And she'd wear cleavage-revealing shirts behind her produce smock, and sometimes when she was working the fruit, she'd be kind of dangling those D-cups out there, and I would end up zoning out on those hot tatas. And then she would catch me, and I'd get embarrassed because it's uncomfortable, you know, it's inappropriate, like, oh God, and I just kind of look somewhere else. And then the morning this happened, we're working the fruit, working on the bananas specifically, and it was a lot of back and forth. If I'd zone out, oh God, and then she'd go, oh God, bananas. So it's like boobs, nanas, boobs, nanas, and I got super horny. And I got one of those erections you can only get when you're going through puberty. It requires a superhuman level of hormones. Literally a throbbing erection where you can see the pulse in the vein of the dick. Any doctor worth half a shit could have taken my heart rate visually. Which is not how you're supposed to do it, by the way. That's how your doctor's doing it. You need to shop around. That's a class action suit waiting to happen. And I had one of the weirdest thoughts I've ever had in my life. I was looking at one of these bananas, and it just kind of occurred to me that the banana is one of the penises of the fruit world. Roughly the same size and shape. And then I thought, well, if the fruit is the penis, that would make the peel, by default, the vagina, giving the fruit a tight, warm place of refuge. You have to admit there's some logic! And I just thought, what if I opened up one end of that nana, gently massaged the fruit out, gently massaged my ween in? That might not be entirely unpleasant. Now, I do realize that a lot of people would have stopped there, or way before there. But I'm more curious than that, and I decided to take one of those bananas into the break room bathroom and perform a little experiment. And technically, I stole it because I wasn't going to pay for it in that situation. That's a sketchy morning mid-shift purchase, one nana. Paid for by a sweaty, shifty-eyed teenager. So I took that banana into the bathroom, I locked the door, and I went to work. I'm not going to say it felt great because it didn't. It's probably too green. It's a little bit rough. But it didn't feel terrible because I did finish. And that's when the shame hit me. That's when it became real. I was the most ashamed I'd ever been of myself. Because up until that point, it was a series of weird thoughts and actions. And then suddenly, once I finished, I was like, oh, you're a fruit fucker now. It's who you are forever.